Hey everybody, it's me, Ruben, the comic book poser, and I'm here today to welcome you to another Poseverse. Yeah, I'm wearing the same shirt as yesterday because I'm batch recording. But we're here to talk about the holiest of high holy days, what I'm pulling this week on Wednesday, the 27th of October, in the year of our Lord 2021. So see what I'm getting, and what I think you should read along with me. You should check it out after this.
Hey, little girl, did you want to know a secret?
I got 5 on it. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
My one quick announcement is, again, about Thursday. Don't forget two things. Number one, Whatnot Auction at 7:30 Central. Number two, episode number 5 of Shop Talk, happening at 9:30 Central, where we're talking about spooky horror books. So with that, let's look at the pool. This week's pull list is big. It's bigger than I've had in the past couple of weeks. But some of the items that are on here, I don't know. I don't think I'm getting all of them, and I'll explain why as we get there. But first, we've got ASM number 77. This is chapter 3. I thought we were supposed to get a book this past week, but we didn't. My bad. But we get to see 2 more members of the creative team take the helm in the Beyond story arc. This is the first issue written by Kelly Thompson and the art done by Sarah Pichelli. So I'm super excited for that. Next up from Image is Amp number 1. As we talked about last week, there was a delay email sent out by Diamond. My shop actually got these, so I got my premiere of Amp this past week. I didn't read it yet, so I'm going to put it in my to-read pile for this week and see if it makes my list. Next up from Mad Cave is Battle Cats number 4. You all know how much I love Battle Cats. That I have to read issue number 3, that it got put in a different pile somewhere. I found it shortly before tonight's auction, so I will be reading 3 and 4 together as this series is about to come to an end. The issue number 6, the final book of the 3rd arc, I think, is, we've been told by Mark London, is it. So what will happen in Balderia? Next up from Marvel is Black Widow number 12. We get a beginning of a new story arc. We now get some high society crime nonsense, as it mentions in the title. So we get to see how Black Widow and her growing team of allies is going to function to take out the remaining threats that exist to kind of make her life a living hell. Alright, next up from Aftershock is a book that I'm really excited about because it puts Jack the Ripper in the Wild Wild West. Apparently some other wild and occult things happen. So it seems like a perfect book for Halloween week. That I anticipate good things from this one, and I hope it's on my list at the end of the week. Next up from Image is crossover number 9. We get the continuation of the Meanwhile arc, still picking up the pieces after the Wild Chip Zdarsky book. We are starting to see that comic creators are still being killed, that heroes are still coming out and driving speculators wild, but I like this. And Case is thinking maybe he's the next one that would die. I do think it would be kind of interesting to kill yourself off in your own comic book. I'm intrigued by that. Next, we got Daredevil number 35. This book is also going to be on the top of the to-read pile this week. It is Elektra taking on the multiplicity of bullseyes. It is the inside game that Murdoch is playing in the prison to see what he can do to help the warden, or help circumvent the warden with the mission he's been placed on. Next is the Darkhold tie-in for Blade. I don't know how I feel about this one. The Darkhold stuff's been interesting. I'm not a big Blade reader, so we'll see what I think. Next up from Black Box Comics is Jin Hunter number 4. This is written by my man Jay Sandlin, who, if you watched yesterday's video, wrote my pick of the week in his Zenoscope title, Grim Tales of Terror Quarterly, the Halloween spooky book. Jin Hunter has been pretty interesting. that I think issue number 3 just came in the mail because I had to pick these up from Black Box because I was late to the party on ordering it. So again, like Battle Cats, I'll be reading 3 and 4 together. Next up from Image is Echolands. This has just been a wild ride. It feels like dark Final Fantasy meets the craziest shit that you can think of. I like that description in the end. Next from Boom Studios is Good Luck number 5. I get taken aback with each one of these books, with all the twists and turns that Ermin and his team have put into it. So we get to see the final showdown against Cassiopeia, who is the embodiment of bad luck. Joseph, who has been the luckiest of the bunch since issue number 1, has a new evolution. So I want to see how this all unfolds and how this series wraps itself up. I swore Gunslinger Spawn came out last week. I think this might be in the same category as it was with Ant. Oh, now we get back-to-back books that I'm hella excited about. First up from Valiant is Harbinger number 1. I have been talking about this on FOC videos, on the FOC segment on Shop Talk, since issue number 3 of Ninjak came out and started to set up this world. Hell yes. I want to see what happens in this new iteration of the most powerful telepath on the planet. I want to see what happens in this retelling of one of the greatest Valiant, titles that I love from the 90s. Next up from Boom Studios, the long-awaited announcement of House of Slaughter number 1. I have enjoyed the little tidbits that Boom Studios has put out in their press information that I feel like I wrote about it for 2-3 weeks in a row, with a new cover, a new panel, a new page shown off. I think this is going to pop. I'm going to try and get the 1 in 10. I hope. Well, I know that my shop owner has probably ordered at least 10 of these, so I'm hoping that he will let me buy the 1 in 10 from him. I'm saying a prayer to the Boom Studio and James Tynion gods. Next up from Vault is Human Remains number 2. All kinds of wild stuff happened in book number 1 with these weird, larger-than-life version of the alien facehuggers coming out and attacking people. A really weird way to redefine the phrase Red Wedding. Bonkers. Cam and I love this book. We talked about issue number 1 when it came out on Shop Talk. This probably makes the list this week. Alright, in terms of our Marvel event, we get Inferno number 2. I am almost caught up. I think I am to the August release of X-Men books that I think the trial of Magneto is about to begin. So I'm excited to get caught up, especially knowing that this is Hickman's kind of last kiss to the X-Men universe that he's redefined. But I like what's going on so far. I'm still overwhelmed by the 6.9 million mutants that you have to read, also knowing that Children of the Atom plays into the continuity of all of this. It's a lot to read. I think one of the reading order websites I said will be over 200 books since House and Powers came out, so hell yeah. Next from Image is Philadelphia number 18. This series, again, continues to blow my mind. I can never find the right words to explain how much I love what Barnes and Alexander have going on in this book. If this issue is going to be as crazy and gritty and bloody as the cover is, then we're about to see some wild things in the conclusion of the third arc with, the Adamses, the Jeffersons, and everybody going to throws. Also from Image, we've got Mother of Madness number 3, the conclusion of the series. I have number 2, I have not yet read number 2, and I don't know why, to be honest to you. Also from Image is Made in Korea number 5. Image just has a huge run here in the middle of the alphabet, good God. I really like number 4, where we saw the end point being that the AI robot kind of hooks back up with her creator, and we start to see maybe what can happen now that they are reunited, especially since he sees her as like almost his biological daughter. A Man Among Ye #7 is up next. Again, I love Stephanie Phillips. I'm still envious that Bearded Comic Bro got to interview her before I did, but I love ass-kicking female pirates. Speaking of ass-kicking female pirates, you get Marauders #25. Again, I'm getting closer and closer to caught up. Next up is Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal #6. I think this is of 7 or 8. It's of 8. You get a weird love triangle on the last one. I don't know what's happening on this cover. It's weird. I've seen and read weirder. I don't know what Ennis is doing, but I'm here to party. For Marvel, we've got Moon Knight #4. Again, I've loved this since issue #1 has come out. I like the turns in play that's being done with these characters. I like the new mysterious foe. Really seeing if he is the real knight or the real champion, or if there are multiple ones in the name of the god. Yes, please. The book that I think I'm hands down the most excited for is Moths #5 from AWA. Every time I talk about this book, you know, I love what Straczynski is doing with the story. I think Mike Choi's art is next level in these books. And it's wrapping a series that I think has a very good chance of not just being my AWA book of the year, but in really, really high up on my title of the year list. And this has just done so much to thread together the massive, massive, massive AWA universe in a beautiful way. Next from Boom Studios is Once and Future 25. We are finally landing in the city of Bath, where Rose is trying to find her parents. We know it's going to be wild. Look at that cover. That cover is dope. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I want more mythical characters to be thrown in, but I love that it is recentered on what they are doing with the Arthurian legend. Next, from Behemoth, is Popstar Assassin #1. I talked about this last week. I think it was supposed to come out, but got delayed a week. I'm excited. Sword #9. I am, again, behind, getting caught up. Sword, in the way that they played with the broader base and the moon that pops up from Planet-Size X-Men. Okay. Okay. Second Chances #3. This has been an intriguing read in terms of looking at how, you know, he can keep finding ways to pass people on. Is he still going to be bitten in his ass by the promise that he's made that somebody will survive? Who knows, but I'm along for the ride. Spider-Woman 16. Hell yeah, you know I'm going to love this book. I'm probably going to pick up as many covers as I can because I'm absolutely obsessed with all things Spider-Woman, and I am getting closer and closer and closer to having a full Spider-Woman solo series collection. At least one of every book, not every cover yet. We get a three-peat of Image books again. Shit, I'm getting like 30 Image books this week. Ugh. That Texas Blood #11 is coming up. We get a bigger confrontation against the cult. I've loved this Eversol arc. I've enjoyed this series so much more than I did the end of the first arc. Next is Time After Time #6. I think this is the final book of the arc, where, you know, are we... Oh, wait, no, it says this standalone story in the next sentence, so I don't know what's going on, but apparently we are crushing it in 1994. And then we get Vinyl #5 from Image. Tell you what, I read Plastic, which is also written, maybe the art too, by the same creative team, and I thought Vinyl was wild, but reading Plastic at parent-teacher conferences gave me a new understanding of weird things to do in public, but I like what is happening, especially as we are finding, you know, the cult versus the cluster of psychopathic serial killers coming together. Heads will roll, and you know, blood makes the grass grow. Alright, We Only Find Them When They're Dead, number 9. I feel like we've been on a 2-month delay for this one. I don't remember. I like the series, the art's good. Problem is, I can't remember the last beat of the story, so we'll see what I can do to jog my memory. Next up, we've got another Mad Cave Studios book, seeing the beginning of its second arc in Woven Heart. If I lay everything out correctly, there's a good chance that my Thursday video is me kind of doing a summary of everything that happened in the first arc of Woven Heart to set you up to read this book, because I think this is a story that kind of got slept on when the first arc came out, and I think it's really cool, especially if you like horror in any shape or form. And then Wolverine 17, you know I'm behind. Oh, and it's a big week, because this is the first time in a hot minute I've spent over $100 in a week just for my pull list alone. League of Comic Geeks and Scout have almost realigned themselves in terms of the right books being listed, so I think next week will be the here's what I think you should be getting from Scout segment again, because I think I accidentally deleted the solicitation email after I read a couple of books on Friday, and I don't want to tell you the wrong titles for the wrong day, because my brain doesn't work, you know, COVID crazy, gone. But no, if you're watching this live, we've been chatting over here in the comments. Let me know if there's a book that you think I missed out on or something I should run away from. Or if you're watching this on the rewind, let me know in the comments down below. But as always, y'all, thanks for stopping by. Have a good one.
Hey, little girl, did you want to know a secret?
I got 5 on it. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.